Tonight on Elon Local News.
A fraternity is returning to Elon's campus after suspension. We have reactions from Elon fraternity, sorority life, and the national chapter.
Opposites attract. We break down how politics can affect relationships on campus.
If you have a different political view, congratulations, I don't care.
And we all know that fried food is unhealthy, but just how bad is it? We look at some of your state fair favorites.
All that and more.
Elon Local News starts right now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Alex Hager.
And I'm Rachel Ellis. We begin tonight. A former fraternity is coming back to campus, but there are questions about whether it ever really left Elon. Both the Elon Greek Life director and a Pi Kappa Phi national spokesman confirmed to Elon News Network that they believe former members of the organization have been operating as a fraternity in some capacity despite being suspended for hazing in spring of 2015. Elon Fraternity Life director Jordan King emailed Elon News Network saying, quote, "We have reason to believe there may be some students currently operating as an unrecognized fraternity at Elon using the Pi Kappa Phi name and brand. This group and any students associating with it is not a fraternity and not affiliated with Pi Kappa Phi." Pi Kappa Phi National Representative Todd Shelton told Elon News Network, quote, "We have been aware that a group of students has been operating underground using Pi Kappa Phi's name, but beyond that, we don't really know anything more to say, other than we are aware and that we tried to end that practice." ENN has asked both King and Shelton whether students participating in the unrecognized fraternity would face any punishments or what steps they took to stop participation. But neither official has responded, and former Pi Kappa Phi president Dan Schulman has yet to respond to ENN's request for comment. We will continue to follow the story as it develops.
The 23 Smith residents who were moved from their dorms are back and returning to new renovations and upped security measures. A urinal was ripped from the wall of the first floor of Smith Residence Hall several weeks ago, causing a flood and mold growth. The 23 students were moved to other places on campus for almost 2 weeks, while new carpeting was put in and air tests were conducted. Now there are several security cameras installed on each floor with the intention of preventing future vandalism. Even with all these new changes, it has been 11 days since students who live in Smith have heard from university officials. Vice President of Student Life, John Dolly, tells ENN that the cost of damages is still unknown, and everyone in Smith could be billed if no one is found responsible. Smith resident Stephen Teague says he understands the consequences.
I mean, I don't blame the university at all. They have to pay for the damages somehow, and I wish that they could not charge me because it's coming out of my own pocket, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Dooley also says he cannot report on any new information from the ongoing investigation, and Teague isn't optimistic about finding the person responsible.
Everyone wants to be able to say they know who did it, but we don't, and the university keeps asking us who did it. I'm sure someone knows, but it's a pretty one-sided conversation on my end and most of the people I hang out with.
The university is still asking for parents and students' help in finding who is responsible for the Smith vandalism. To report any information you may have, you can call Campus Safety and Police and ask to speak for the investigators. Their number is 336-278-5555. You can also use the university's Student Conduct Reporting Form to share that information or use the LiveSafe app. All of those reports can be made anonymously.
And Elon's Odyssey Scholars now have 30 new scholarships. The Odyssey program is a 4-year academic program that provides merit and need-based scholarships for students regardless of race or ethnicity. According to Esther Freeman, director of the Odyssey program, these scholarships bring a type of diversity that is not often spoken about.
One of the issues of diversity that a lot of people are not comfortable discussing is the socioeconomic piece, right? It's this invisible piece of diversity. And unless a student talks about their socioeconomic background, we really don't know. And Odyssey is one of those places where we're bringing some of that diversity.
And more than 100 students are currently a part of the Odyssey Scholars program. And Elon's incoming president, Dr. Connie Book, is responding to a South Carolina state audit regarding her qualifications to be provost of the Citadel. The audit said candidates for the provost position must have a PhD or other terminal degree from a discipline currently offered at the college. According to a statement from the Citadel, where Book was hired in 2015, the discipline of her PhD, mass communications, was not offered as a major. The English department renamed itself that year the Department of English, Fine Arts, and Communications. Book declined to comment to ENN. However, university spokesman Dan Anderson forwarded the Citadel's response to ENN that states, quote, "The report indicates the provost is unqualified because she has a PhD in mass communications, which was not offered by the college at the time of her hiring, nor is currently offered at the Mass Citadel. Mass communications instruction offers in the English department." Anderson says Book agrees with this statement.
Now, you may have noticed a number of gold bricks in the paths around campus. Physical Plant, which oversees brick placement and maintenance, says they have no idea where the bricks are coming from. They estimate about 8 of those gold bricks were placed randomly around campus. ENN contacted numerous on-campus groups, including campus recreation, fraternity and sorority life, and the student union board, but none of those groups knew anything about the gold bricks. Physical Plant is interested in finding out where these bricks are coming from and their purpose. If you have information regarding the bricks, call us at 336-278-7247 or email us at enn@elon.edu.
Happening tonight, the first Community Connections event of the fall semester. Elon University and the local community joined to discuss a chosen topic to spark conversation. Panelists will be talking the topic of technology and how it affects our daily lives. Community Connections is hosted by Elon's Council on Civic Engagement and the Burlington Times News and will begin at 7 p.m. in the Lakeside Meeting Room.
The Hindu holiday Diwali is celebrated this Wednesday. It's also known as the Hindu Festival of Lights and celebrates the victory of light over darkness and good over evil. The Truett Center is hosting a celebration of Diwali this Wednesday. Truett Center intern Abby Matthews says students of all different faiths should come to the celebration to learn about other religions.
I think that, if you want to kind of learn more about different traditions and kind of expand your worldview and also just hang out with your friends, and there'll be a lot of fun stuff and you can just kind of learn more about different cultures.
The Truett Center's celebration of Diwali begins at 6 p.m. There will be food, sparklers, music, dancing, and henna tattoos.
Halloween is also coming up, and in honor of the holiday, the Elon Ballroom Dance Club is preparing for their 7th annual Spooktacular. At the event, members will teach swing dancing and the waltz. Club President Emma Suriski says no matter the skill level, everyone is invited to dance and learn something new.
It's kind of like a community service combo with just a fun night for everyone. We teach some basic dance lessons just so anyone's welcome to come and just learn something new.
The event is not just a celebration, but it's also an opportunity to raise money for charity. This year, the club chose to partner with Elon volunteers and allied churches, an organization trying to prevent and end food insecurity, something Elon sophomore Jordan Horton can relate to.
I have a really close connection with food insecurity issues in general, based on my background, and I want to help as much as I can moving forward with that issue. And so any way that we can promote and further our food drive towards allied churches and towards allied churches and Alamance County in general would be really close to my heart.
Spooktacular will be on Saturday, October 28th from 7 to 10 p.m. in McKinnon Hall, and costumes are highly encouraged.
One Elon student is turning her passion into a profit. Elon Jr. Brooke Lowry will have a pop-up shop in Arts West on Wednesday at 6 p.m. for her new business. Run out of her campus apartment, Lowry is using her interest in fashion to create an online clothing store for women called Brooklyn Street. Lowry says the goal of her new business is to empower women.
I think Brooklyn Street is about being your most authentic self and being able to live up to the best version of yourself. And at Brooklyn Street, we really try to encourage that with the clothes, with our models and our shoes.
Lowry's website, brooklynstreet.com, is up and running, but merchandise won't be available to order until November 1st.
According to Wakefield Research, a nonpartisan market research firm based in Virginia, 1 in 10 couples have ended their relationship over political disagreements. Our Grace Morris took a look into how politics is affecting the Elon dating pool.
If you have a differing political view, congratulations, I don't care.
Recent studies show millennials, who range between 18 to 34, have had a marriage or relationship negatively impacted due to the election of President Donald Trump. For Elon sophomore Annalie Otazo, if her partner had voted Republican, the relationship would have ended.
I say it would be a deal breaker.
But Elon sophomore Magnus Karlstrom says it's the differing opinions that make the relationship work.
It's better to hear someone else's opinion that differs from yours than to always hear the same opinion that you have, because you just don't get anywhere then. I'd only have an issue if they were far right or far left.
Elon first year Caitlin Rivenbark and her boyfriend of 4 years first year at Appalachian State University, Austin Clements, says their differing political beliefs doesn't impact their relationship.
I try to see people as people, and if they have different political beliefs, well, that's just their opinion, and everyone's entitled to opinions. And I don't think that changes someone.
Rivenbark says despite political divisions, it's all about respect.
I think that we should be more accepting, and I feel like that is what divides people.
Grace Morris, Elon Local News.
According to the study, 22% of Americans surveyed know someone whose marriage or relationship was directly impacted by the election.
Coming up, how one residence hall on campus is not what students expected.
The National Weather Service just issued a tornado watch for Alamance County. I'll have more on that and your Phoenix 5-day forecast after the break.
After today, it seems like the fall weather might finally be here to stay. I mean, with Halloween a week or two away, I feel like this was a pretty spooky day. It feels like we're really settling into October.
It did. Definitely had that kind of Halloween-esque atmosphere. So our Abigail Farley is outside on Citrone Plaza with a weather update. If this spooky weather will continue, Abigail.
Yes, the National Weather Service just issued a tornado watch for Alamance County until 2 a.m. tonight. The storm could bring strong wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour and strong isolated thunderstorms. So just keep that in mind as you go throughout the rest of your night. Now let's take a look at the Phoenix 5-day forecast. So on Tuesday, we're going to be looking at sunnier skies and some warmer temperatures in the 70s and lows in the low 40s. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures are going to be dropping into the 60s and lows even reaching the 30s. So be ready to layer up for some of your morning classes. And on Friday, Elon is going to continue to try to fight off fall with highs up to 70 and lows in the low 40s. And on Saturday, we're looking at a pleasant start to the weekend with pleasant temperatures and partly cloudy skies. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Abigail. Now, with the weather finally getting colder, you might think that allergy season will be coming to an end, but unfortunately, fall allergies can turn the beautiful season into one of watery eyes, sneezing, and scratchy throats. Ragweed has replaced pollen as the allergen that causes the most problems from September to November. The health center suggests those who are experiencing severe symptoms to stay on your allergy medication until Halloween. Don't wait until you start feeling symptoms to start taking your medication, and to be aware of what gives you allergies. For more information on how to combat seasonal allergies, you can visit the health center on South Campus.
Elon has 2 all-female dorms, West and Carolina, but this year there are 3. Brannock of Hook, Brannock Barney, or HBB in the historic neighborhood is only girls this year. According to the Elon website, 40% students on campus are male and 60% are female. Assistant Director of Residence Life for Facilities and Housing Operations, Ian Reynolds, this gender imbalance is the reason for the new all-girls dorm.
It wasn't a designated, we're going to make this all one gender specific this year, just based on a lot of the things I listed with the increased number of female student admitted students, and then the increased number of females compared to males.
Reynolds says that you can expect Brannock to return as a co-ed dorm next fall.
Now, moving off campus, if you want something different from dining hall food, just 30 minutes away from Elon, the city of Mebane hosts different food trucks every Saturday. Cousins Maine Lobster, one of this Saturday's featured trucks, started on the reality TV show Shark Tank. Cousins Jim Salikas and Sabin Lomack pitched the idea and were awarded $55,000 to start their business. What started as a single truck has now grown to 20 all around the country, including one in Raleigh. Raleigh owner Deb Keller says it's been nice to see their fan base grow since the business started in 2012.
Our followers, that's rewarding to me. When people say, this is amazing, that makes me happy.
To find out which food trucks will be in town next, check out Mebane Merchant's Facebook page.
Elon's chapter of Colleges Against Cancer is helping fight back against cancer with our first ever Dodge for a Cure. In honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, more than 20 teams competed in a dodgeball tournament. The event raised about $1,000, something Executive Director Hannah Winchell says is inspiring.
We had groups that have never participated in any of our events before make like so many teams, so that was just really awesome to see the whole community come together.
All money raised from the event will go to the American Cancer Society.
After the break, we found one man who's using his love of music to unite a community.
And we found one organization looking out for a man's best friend.
A Broadway hit is getting ready to make its way to the Elon stage. Hello, Dolly is this year's fall musical from the Department of Performing Arts. Performances begin this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. through Sunday, and then next Thursday through Sunday, November 2nd through 4th. Tickets are available at the Center for the Arts box office for $13 for the general public or free with an Elon ID. And be sure to tune in to ELN Morning this Thursday at 10 a.m. for a behind-the-scenes look at the musical.
One local organization is giving back to the furry friends of the community. The 20th annual Woofstock Celebration was held by the Humane Society of Alamance County, or HSAC. The celebration included live entertainment, vendors, and dog shows for both the pets and their owners to enjoy. Director of HSAC, Pam Nachi, says for her, it's all about seeing that connection between dogs and their owners.
See that kind of interaction at an event this large, so many people doing that, it just really warms my heart, truly, and it makes me feel like what we're doing and what we're giving back is worth quite a bit.
The main guest for this year's celebration was Dock Dogs, a club for dogs to compete in water sports like speed retrieve and big air. But aside from introducing people to dog aquatics, Nachi says she hopes she was able to educate pet owners on the importance of fostering, rescuing, and how to improve the lives of animals.
Just want to make sure that we provide them with the resources to properly care for them, take some of that stress off, and just make sure their pets are healthy and happy, which makes people healthy and happy. And so we're really all about that.
Just a 20-minute drive from Elon, people from all over the country gathered this weekend to celebrate bluegrass music. Our Zach Hernick has more.
We're here at Dewey Fest.
Down a narrow dirt road in Alamance County sits a 20-acre property home to Dewey and Leslie Brown.
This is the 4th year of a kind of a traditional family-style bluegrass festival that I have here on my farm and outside of Burlington.
Dewey's wife, Leslie, says it's her husband's passion that made this festival possible.
He said, I'm going to have a bluegrass festival, and I said, okay, and I didn't see any of it, but when he started building the stage, I could see, kind of where he was going with it, so it's just our passion. That's why we do it. We love bluegrass, and we want to keep the music alive.
Dewey is a professional fiddle player who toured with Grammy Award bluegrass player Ralph Stanley. Dewey has even performed for royalty.
We've had the chance to play for the Queen of England when she came to Richmond a few years back with Ralph Stanley. It was a lot of fun.
And if you want a break from the main stage, just hop on a golf cart, stop at a camper, and listen to some families jam out.
50 years.
That's how long Shorty Bird has been playing bluegrass music.
If music ever gets in you, you can't get it out. I love it. We come every year and just get around. You get to meet a bunch of good people over here. All bluegrass fans are beautiful people.
Dewey says he plans on having this event for as long as he can. Zach Hernick, Elon Local News.
Dewey and Leslie Brown also own and operate the Liberty Showcase Theater in Liberty, North Carolina, where they host concerts throughout the year. Visit libertyshowcase.com for more information about upcoming events. Now, Rachel, I gotta ask, do you listen to a whole lot of bluegrass music?
Gotta say I don't, But that event sure did look fun, so maybe I should.
It looks like a lot of fun. I'm from the north, so I haven't listened to a whole ton in my life, but since coming down here, one of the NPR stations plays it on the weekends, and driving around these backcountry roads through Alamance County, I mean, there's nothing better to listen to when you're out in those fields.
Let's make a weekend plan to go check that out.
Let's do it.
Yep. And if you're looking for something to do this week, Halo Green is taking place on Thursday. The event is being organized by Elon's Eco Reps, students dedicated to improve sustainability and promote environmentally responsible behaviors. The event begins with a screening of Al Gore's An Inconvenient sequel, Truth to Power. After the film around 6:45 p.m., Gore will talk to Elon students on Skype. The film begins at 5 p.m. in McKinnon.
After the break, the state fair is all fun and games until you see the health breakdown. You're watching Elon Local News. The North Carolina State Fair in Raleigh brings in thousands of thrill seekers every year, and it's not just for the rides. Our Paul LeBlanc has the story.
The drops, the spins, and the speed are a proven formula for bringing thousands to the North Carolina State Fair. But for many, it's the fried food that is the most tempting.
I already ate some fried Oreos.
Very tempting.
And a funnel cake.
Sometimes too tempting.
And some french fries.
David Maddox traveled 20 minutes to the fair from his home of Apex, North Carolina. Not for the rides, but for the food you can't get anywhere else.
Deep fried Krispy Kreme donut wrapped in bacon on top of sliced pizza.
The State Fair confirmed to Elon News Network it does not provide nutritional information for any food served at the fair. In a written statement stating, it is the responsibility of the vendor to provide ingredients if you ask. Most fair vendors are quicker to advertise their unique food than the nutritional information that comes with it. One fair favorite is deep fried Oreos. According to Calorie King, one order of 5 Oreos is 890 calories, which would take almost 4 hours of walking to burn off. The heaviest fair food, smoked barbecue turkey legs, carry 1,135 calories, which would take almost 5 hours of walking to burn off. Veronica Villatora from Clinton, North Carolina, comes to the fair every year for the food, no matter how unhealthy.
It's just once a year. You have to live. I mean, you're not going to go home and deep fry everything, so I think just once a year in moderation is fine.
Maddox says while the food tastes good, the lack of information is, well,
heart attack waiting to happen.
Paul LeBlanc, Elon, Local News.
According to the NC State Fair website, the 2017 fair brought in more than 1 million people, but were 14,000 short of the record from last year. Now, did you make it out to the fair?
I did. I actually went yesterday. It was a great time. I was unable to eat any of the food, but it sure did look delicious. I saw these Pop-Tarts that were deep fried. I had never seen anything like that before. They look delicious. I do wish I had tried them.
I wish I had gone. I've never been to the fair. I didn't go this year. And I mean, I'm a big fan of fried food on a stick, wrapped in bacon, on top of a pizza, whatever. I need to try that. And I feel like, you know, like that person said, it's once a year and I miss my opportunity.
It is. And you know, I think when you're walking around, you see all these crazy types of food, and it really is interesting to see that these creations are just right in front of you, all over the place. It really is all over the place. So it's a fun time. But that's all the news we have for you tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For all the news you need to know when we're not on the air, check out our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Elon News Network.
Have a great night, Elon.